Hello everyone, welcome to Desert Succulent, and for today we're gonna be featuring Graptoveria Debbie. These hybrid succulents is a lovely combination of Graptopetalum amethystinum and an unknown Echeveria species, and you would also notice that it has this light white coating of farina sa kanya. Yun nga yung parang powdery na nakikita natin sa kanya. And this now helps give itong ating succulent na to this purple pink coloring, and at the same time itong ating mga farina also helps protect yung ating plant. Our Debbie will be giving us a deeper purple color once it reaches maturity, and at the same time they can grow up to 8 inches wide or in diameter, and what you are seeing right now is just halfway nung kanyang pinaka mature or adult size. The tips of the leaves will turn pink in cooler months, or when the plant is experiencing some stress. It could possibly be because of the sun exposure or less watering. Kaya nag-a-appear nga yung kanyang pinaka-pinkish na appearance like what you are seeing right now. Both from the upper parts and the underside ng kanyang leaves and even the leaf margins will completely turn into this pink purplish na color. Our Graptoveria Debbie has a typical succulent care needs, and they will thrive in full sun. However, it can also tolerate nga yung ating mga partial shade. Ganyan lang yung kanyang itsura if it's not stressed. So if you wanted your Debbie to be as colorful as this, then yung ating sun exposure is really necessary. I have here another Debbie na mas intense yung kanyang stress na color here, especially during daylight. And you would even appreciate more itong ating mga Debbie once you put them in an arrangement, or if itatabi nyo sila sa mga succulents with different colors, kasi doon nyo talaga makikita yung kanyang pinkish na color. If you have to grow them indoors, then you have to try to add some growing lights or grow lights to help it stay healthy. When it comes to soil, our Debbie needs a mixture of sand, peat, or some other gritty material. You can add at least 30% na mineral, then 70% organic. In my case, I'm just using yung ating typical na loam soil. This one kasi has already coarse sand sa kanya. We have itong ating mga ipa ng bigas, some vermicast, and other organic material sa kanya. But overall, we should be planting our Debbie in a well-draining na soil mix. The watering needs of the succulent isn't different than any other succulent that you already have, and you can be wrong with the soak and dry method that I kept on using. Yun yung talagang papatuyuin natin completely yung kanyang pinaka-soil, and once nag-completely dry na nga yung kanyang pinaka-soil, that's the time we will be fully soaking yung ating pot. After pouring the water here, then we will be waiting for it to drain completely. Then we will be doing the same process 3 times. We also need to pay attention sa kanilang pinaka leaves, and if they start to look nga shriveled or parang medyo kulubot na sila, then it's time to add more water dito nga sa ating Debbie. On the contrary, overwatering now can cause rotting of the roots and several pest infestations, so you also need to check for some mushy leaves, usually yellowish and translucent yung kanilang color, and you would first notice it dito nga sa kanilang pinaka-bottom leaves. And right now, yung ating Debbie is looking good naman, healthy naman yung kanyang pinaka-leaves. And my interval for watering the succulent is usually every 2 weeks, depending now on the weather. Propagating them is also easy. You can propagate yung kanilang leaves. We can behead this succulent, or also their offsets. Mabilis magpadami itong ating mga Debbie, and they will be giving you a lot of offsets in no time. So mga offset na siya dyan, including this. I have another Debbie dito, and this one has offsets din. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you would notice nga na humaba na nga yung kanyang pinaka-stem, and this could also be considered as ethioylation or naging leggy na siya. The problem kasi is dito sa pinaka-baba, itong mga offsets are covered by our mother rosette, and in search of light, they are now trying to become leggy. So right now, we won't be beheading itong ating pinaka-rosette, but rather we will be beheading or cutting itong mga offsets na ito, kasi these can be planted separately. So let's just simply cut it here. Ayan, the third one. Ayan, so instead of propagating leaves like this na it will take some time for it to grow roots and grow yung kanyang offsets, I prefer cutting nga yung mga ganitong sizes kasi talagang lumaki na sila and they can be planted in their own separate na pot. Ayan. We will just give them some time to air dry, about 5 to 7 days. Then, pwede na natin silang itanim. In any case, you wanted to propagate nga yung kanyang leaves. So, same process. Ganyan nyo lang siya. And there you have another successful propagation ng inyong mga Debbie. So, grooming them is very simple. All we need to do is remove itong ating mga dried na leaves. Ayan, para hindi pamahayan ng ating mga pests like yung ating mga mealybugs that I kept on mentioning sa ating mga vlogs. So even here, ang dami niyang mga dead leaves na we have to remove all of these. Ayan. Lastly, our Debbie is pet friendly, kaya if you have some dogs or cats or any pet around you, this would be a safe succulent for them. And that's all for our Graptoveria Debbie. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You may also visit our Facebook page at Desert Succulent PH.